And I'm trying to pull the sacks out of the tree.
And we are members of the Green Team from Lubbock Teacher. Our job as roving reporters is to go around to local businesses in our area that are helping keep the green in Greenville.
Can't get it. Hi! Today we're talking to Mr. Matt Scullery, owner of the Scullery, located at 431 Emmett Street, because this place matters. Wow! Love Sea Turtle coffee. For every bag sold, Love Sea Turtle gets profit. We're talking to Mr. Scully, the owner of Scullery.
And this is Anna Grace, my assistant.
Partner in crime. So Anna Grace, a hot topic is to-go bags and boxes. What do you guys do?
Well, we used to use plastic thank you bags for to-go bags, but we switched to paper bags like you get at the grocery store because they're compostable, and the plastic bags are really bad for the environment because they stay in the landfill forever and they're bad for sea creatures and other animals that get stuck in them. So we thought that was a really great move. And then for our boxes, we've switched to a compostable box. Rather than a plastic or a styrofoam box for the same reason, just because they break down a lot faster in the landfill and are much better for the environment than other alternatives.
So is there anything special about your cups?
Yes, actually we've switched to a compostable plastic, which is made out of corn, and it just breaks down when it gets hot or it gets wet. It begins to break down immediately. So it's a really nice product, but you can't get it hot. So for hot things, we use paper cups, which are also almost as good for the environment because they break down pretty quickly too. And then for all of our dine-in guests, we use real plates and real glassware, real utensils, and those are all washed and reused multiple times, making it nicer for our guests, but also making a less environmental impact than all disposable items might.
So, what about your straw usage?
Well, we are still using plastic straws, which is kind of a bummer. Here we do a pretty high amount of volume, so we have a lot of customers, and the compostable straws are still pretty expensive, so we haven't been able to make that switch yet. But what we have done is trained our staff to not bring a straw with every drink. We wait for our guests to ask for a straw, so that way we don't use nearly as many, and there are never any just thrown away that aren't used. So a lot of times, if you bring a straw with a drink, somebody might not even open it, and then it goes into the garbage. So we've cut down on all that waste, and we're using a lot less straws than we were. So we're proud of that, but still have some work to do.
So just a little bit about these tables. You can use chalk. That's cool. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, our tables are one of our guests' favorite thing about our restaurant because you can draw pictures and entertain yourself, but they're also great for the environment. We don't use tablecloths or paper to cover the tables. We don't hand out disposable coloring sheets and crayons. Everybody that comes in is allowed to draw and have a good time with our chalk, and then we clean it up and get ready for the next guest just with a damp cloth and some sanitizer. So it's an easy pickup and no waste involved at all.
So do you buy local products?
We do buy lots of things locally, and it's really important for a lot of different reasons. It tastes better, and often it's less expensive, but it's also really important for the environment for a lot of different reasons too. There's a less environmental impact because we're using fewer fossil fuels trucks to move things around. They only have to come a couple of miles rather than being shipped to a distribution facility and then shipped here. There's a lot of fuel costs that go into shipping things around. So that's really important. And also we're able to use a lot less packaging than you might if you're buying from a major distributor. They use a lot of plastic and cardboard and wood to package things up in big trucks and move them around. So we buy stuff from the local milk farm, for example, and they are able to load stuff into milk crates, and they reuse those milk crates again and again. So there's a lot less waste, I should say, than what there would be if we were buying from a big distributor. Buying locally is also really important for our economy. All the money that you spend on local products stays here in our community. So if you buy something here, the money will go to our employees and it will go to farmers locally. Where if you were to purchase something else, some of that money goes to a corporation, and they get some profits off of it. Some of it goes to farms that are far away from Greenville, and that's all well and good, but I really feel strongly about our local community and keeping our as much here as we can, and helping our local farmers, because that's a really hard job. So it's important for us to support one another.
Speaking of village, I hear you have some pretty lit ice cream.
You're exactly right. Our ice cream is lit. But yeah, we make our own ice cream here, and it's homemade. We do it very much like you would do it on your back porch at your house. So it's, we have an electric motor that spins a metal can around in some ice and salt, and that gets the cream and sugar and eggs inside really cold until it begins to freeze, and then you get ice cream. So it's really simple, but the great thing about doing that is there's no packaging at all. We take it right out of that metal can and put it into a container and serve it. So it's really great for the environment. It's delicious. Yeah, and there's no chemicals or preservatives or stabilizers. It's just milk, sugar, eggs, and cream. That's all. So it's a really simple product. So you can feel better about eating that and eating your sweets here than you might somewhere else.
This entire place is also lit. What do you do for your lighting?
Well, over time we have been able to switch out almost all of our lighting fixtures. There's still one or two, like in the bathroom, stuff like that, but almost every fixture you see, including in the kitchen, are all LEDs. So those require a lot less energy than your typical bulbs, even less energy than a fluorescent bulb might use. And they're also a lot brighter, and they burn out a lot less often to require just a lot less waste in that way. So they're really great for the environment.
So what do you do here to recycle and repurpose?
Well, we have a recycling program, just like everybody should have at their house, where we put mixed recycling in cans and have it picked up once a week, like aluminum and plastic and metal and glass and paper, cardboard boxes. We use a lot of those. So we recycle those kinds of things. And we also are able to repurpose a lot of stuff. For example, we buy local honey, which comes in mason jars like this. And just about all of our drinking glasses that we use in the restaurant are old honey jars that have been repurposed, which is great because we don't have to throw this out or recycle it. We can use it. It also saves me money, and they're really fun and cute, and they have a story that you can tell to your guests. And also, repurposing in a restaurant is one of the oldest skills that can be used. And some of the greatest recipes come from repurposing things, like breadcrumbs. You can make all kinds of really great stuff out of breadcrumbs. And those are made from old bread. And you use breadcrumbs in meatballs and different sauces to thicken things. We also make our croutons out of bread ends. So like we buy wheat bread, and they all come with 2 ends. And a lot of people throw those out. But we save those, and they add up, and we make all of our croutons are made out of whole wheat bread ends, and you put a little olive oil and salt and pepper and herbs and bake them in the oven, and they're so much better than the croutons you might buy out of a box. So there's all kinds of things you can do with what might seem like scraps. Another great example is making stocks. A lot of the vegetable scraps or meat scraps that you might have after cooking, you can put those in a big stock pot with water and make a stock to make your soups taste better. So there's a lot of repurposing that goes on in restaurants And it saves you money, but it's also really great for the environment. And it makes delicious food too.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to answer our questions about what local businesses are doing to save our environment.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Nice outfit.
What are you talking about? Oh, I went swimming earlier.
How do you like the ice cream?
It's good. And it comes in an edible container.
Nice packaging.
Group or person in Greenville that is helping to reduce our environmental impact, contact us, Ava and Riley, at lemonseaturtle@southernlink.net. Thank you, and we hope you have a great green day in Greenville.